Hello and welcome to another episode of Every Man, His Dog, His Cat, His Gerbils, Hamsters, Guinea Pig's Friend. That's right, we will obviously be talking transfer rumours again, more players linked with moves in and moves out of the mighty Glasgow Rangers, as well as obviously talking a little bit about what is going on at the club at this moment in time. So let's start with that fresh transfer speculation. We've got a little bit of Emmanuel Dennis. For those of you who don't know who Emmanuel Dennis is, hang on, you will find out a little bit more. We've got a little bit of Ridvan Yilmaz and a little bit more, yes, of the Daily Shankland. That's right, the Daily Shankland is back. So we need a segment on the channel. So, I don't know if you guys ever watched Grand Tour with I love Clarkson, Hammond and May, but when they had Conversation Street, someone else like me there, Shankland Street, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, well, let's start off with a little bit of Ridvan. Now, Ridvan Yilmaz has, I think, really grown into the team over the last couple of weeks, hasn't he? He's kind of, since he's got a bit of a run in the team, since he's been fit, he's looked a player. He's looked a good player for me, and really developed. His crossing, his ability to go past people, his speed of attack, his speed of defence, his ability to tackle and cover back. To me, he looks twice the player that Borna Barisic is. Although I still read on my social media, on X and others, that apparently Borna is better than Ridvan. Personally, don't agree. I think Ridvan is at least twice the player that Borna Barisic is. He's quicker, he's better at crossing the ball, he's defensively more sound. The only thing Borna's really got is he's kind of taller than Ridvan for me. So, look, now, there are strong rumours, however, though, emerging from Italy that Ridvan Yilmaz is on his way out. According to reports in a number of Italian newspapers, it has been reported that Hellas Verona, yes, that's right, Hellas Verona of the fame of Josh Doig, that he is on his way to Verona. Now, personally, I would be reticent to sell Yilmaz to Verona. I think, like I said, I think he's really started to come good. I think he's really sort of developed into the team. It would be such a Rangers thing to do, wouldn't it? That finally a player starts to come good, and that's when we sell him. Because to me, he's looking at a very good left back, and he's proved that he can invert into midfield as well. And I would just like to see Ridvan Yilmaz kept at the team and given a run in the squad. If we're so intent on shipping out a left back, then get rid of Borna. The guy's going in the summer anyway, probably, unless we offer him a new deal, which, in my opinion, would be a huge, huge error to make. Now, rumours coming out of the club suggest that left back is one of the top priorities in this transfer window, which does, of course, then start to drop a few hints, doesn't it? That may be the case, that maybe, just maybe, it is the case that that if we are looking at a left back, that one of the two left backs is going to leave in January, which could more indicate Ridvan Yilmaz. Like I said, because these reports are coming out of Verona. Now, at this moment in time, there is no link of this move to a swap deal for Josh Doig. It's rumoured that Hellas Verona have slightly dropped their asking price for Doig from 5.5 to 5.2 million. Generous. But no word on whether any deal for Ridvan will be part of a swap for Josh Doig. Now, look, the way I look at it is this. Preferably, yes, I would like Ridvan to stay at the club. I think he's come on. I think he's looking talented. I think he's looking very, very good indeed. And now he's staying fit. Now he's getting over in the team. He looks every bit the fullback that we thought we were buying way back when. However, if he wants to leave, if he doesn't want to stay, then we need to sort of go on that philosophy that we want volunteers, not hostages. We don't want to force people to stay here, because if you force someone to stay, they probably don't want to be here. The effort's not going to be great. They're probably going to slip back. Not what we need. So if that's the case, if it is a case that Ridvan does want to head off to Italy to play for Hellas Verona, then fine, do the deal, but insist that Josh Doig is part of any deal that is done between Rangers and Verona. We obviously need a left back, a young up-and-coming left back, someone who can be a long-term replacement for Ridvan Yilmaz if he moves out, and obviously a replacement for Borna Barisic. Look, I'm not disputing that Borna did very well during 55, but the last couple of seasons he's been absolutely awful. So look, that's just where we're at. But it is interesting that the left back position is one of the top priorities for the club in this transfer window. Very interesting indeed. Low dropping a hint that maybe one of the two left backs are on their way out. Although that, again, like I always say, could be a case of putting 2 and 2 together and getting 500. We never know. Now, a player who has been linked with a move into Rangers is Emmanuel Dennis. Now, when I saw this featured the other day on a number of tweets, there was quite an anti-reaction to signing Emmanuel Dennis. Now, according to reports in the media today, he is interested in joining Rangers on a permanent basis, and is looking if anything, a more likely addition than Brighton's Steven Alzate, the Colombian international, who we talked to you about the other day. Now, apparently, Clermont does want to add a bit more to his attacking options, wants a few more weapons, a few more rotations that he can make, a few different ways he can attack. And we've obviously taken one step forward. We've taken Fabio Silva on loan. Now, Fabio Silva, like I said, he's a 10. He can also play a little bit of 9. He can also, feature in that wide role. He can play wide left, wide right. And there's a lot of talk that he could actually play in Seema's role whilst Seema is off at the African Cup of Nations. Now, Emmanuel Dennis, who is this player that has been linked with a move to Rangers, is currently on loan in Turkey at Başakşehir, whatever that means. Sounds like something you order at the takeaway. Abana Bakashir in a kebab, please. He has good pedigree, apparently, having played in England in the Premier League for both Forest and Watford. But his game has kind of dropped off over recent seasons. Now, Dennis has had limited game time during his time in Turkey, and it's been rumoured that this obviously is very dissatisfying for him, and also that Forest are willing to sell him. Now, according to Italian transfer guru Sasha Tavolieri, obviously not in the same rank as Fabrizio Romano, there's been no concrete approaches yet, but apparently he has been proposed to the Rangers board. By whom, we don't know. Like I said, he is someone who can play on both wings. He is someone who, could be an option. Let's have a little look at his statistics. Now, he started his career with Club Bruges. With Zoya Lahans. A bit better. There we go. So in the club, let's actually talk about the clubs he's played for first before breaking down how his career developed. So he played for Club Bruges. Yes, the same Club Bruges that was managed by Philippe Clement. Emmanuel Dennis was at Club Bruges between 2017 and 2021. That's when he was there, which obviously with Philippe Clement being there between the years of, between the years of 95, the Club Bruges between the years of 99 and 2009. That's when he was with Club Bruges. Between 2000 and 1999 and 2009, whereas obviously Dennis was there between 2017, 2021. So obviously the two of them never crossed paths. He made 116 appearances for Bruges, scoring 29 goals with 13 assists. Certainly was seen as a bit of a starlet during his time at Bruges. He then went to Watford. He made 37 appearances, scoring 10 and assisting 6. He was then with Zoya Lugansk in Ukraine with 26 appearances, 6 goals and assists. With Forest, he's made 25 appearances, scoring 2 goals and 3 assists. He was also with FC Köln for a short time, where he's made 10 appearances with 1 goal and 1 assist. His time at Başakşehir, he's made 8 appearances, but is yet to score or to assist any chances. What do we know about him? We know that he was born in 1997. He's 26 years old. So again, perhaps not one that fits the trading model. He is from Abuja in Nigeria. He can play left wing, right wing. He is right-footed and prefers to cut in on his right from the left, which for me, if that's his preferred position, does kind of beg the question, do we really need someone like him, who's playing in a position like Abdallah Sima? Yes, I know Sima will be returning, likely returning to Brighton at the end of the season because of the fact I don't think we'll be able to afford him. So Dennis could be that long-term replacement. I just think with the fact we've got Matondo still at the club, he's not going anywhere, no matter what you think of him. Fabio Silva can play out there. Abdallah Sima will be back from the Africa Cup of Nations. I just can't see a point to the signing of Emmanuel Dennis. He has kind of fallen off a little bit recently as well during his time with Forest and his time on loan at Turkey. Hasn't really impressed, hasn't really pulled up any trees. I know from speaking to some Nottingham Forest fans, they are not enamoured with him in the slightest. So personally, I do think we do need a winger. Although according to reports coming out of the club, it's not a top priority at this moment in time, as they see that Matondo, McCausland, Sima obviously can all play in those roles, and Fabio Silva as well to an extent. So personally, Emmanuel Dennis is not for me. Like I said, he's not for me, but I do think we need a winger. I do think that, we could still have a cast our net far and wide and see what else we can find across Europe or even South America or somewhere else. We do need to bring someone in. But like I said, I do not think that Emmanuel Dennis is the answer. For me, it is a big no to him. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You may disagree and may think, you know what, actually, he's a decent player. He's the sort of player I'd actually like to see at Rangers. He is apparently got a market value of €5.5 million, which is about £5 million. Although he is in the last year of his contract. So let's wait and see. He has made 8 national team appearances, scoring 1 goal. His last national team appearance, though, was in 2019, so some 4 years ago. Personally, I just think it's yet again another very average Nigerian forward who will come in and probably not pull up any trees and not do anything great. Do we really need a Cyril Dessers? I don't think so. Yes, I know they play in different positions, but again, what I'm getting at is that analogy of being not a great footballer. So for me, it is a big no on the Emmanuel Dennis move. I know that obviously I have zero input on transfers, and you might say, thank God, Owen, you don't have any input on transfers. But look, for me, it's a big no to Emmanuel Dennis. There is, again, rumours, lots and lots of stories, lots and lots of talk about this man again, Lawrence Shankland. According to reports, Rangers are working at this moment in time on signing a striker on a permanent basis, and that day is moving closer. That is according to a number of sources are reporting that. The fourth official, who is obviously a very good source of information, has also reported that Lawrence Shankland is very keen on a move to Rangers. However, it is reported that Rangers will offer less than Hearts' asking price, which is thought to be between £3 and £3.5 million. Personally, I think if they go in with a lower bid, I know why they're doing it, because obviously his contract is running down. But for me, like I said on the video yesterday, 3 to 5 million for a player Shankland is peanuts these days. Absolute peanuts. Strikers cost a lot of money. And what gets me is, if you're willing to pay £4.5 million for an absolute donkey like Cyril Dessers and someone like Sam Lambert's £3 million, why are you not prepared to spend £3.5, £4 million on someone with a proven track record in the Scottish game and a proven track record wherever he's gone at scoring goals and assisting goals? Lawrence Shankland, for me, absolute no-brainer. I think if we don't sign him in this window, then severe questions need to be asked of the board. That's just how I feel. I mean, you might disagree, like I said, but it does feel that a lot of you do want Shankland at the club. Okay, let's finish off with talking a bit of Lunny, shall we? Lunny's been talking a bit more about, obviously, his desire to stay at the club. Been talking about his love of Philippe Clement as well. John Lundstram is someone who is a very streaky player, isn't he? I mean, he's had purple patches like that Europa League run, and yet he's had other spells like the second half of last season where he was absolutely awful. And a lot of fans, including myself, were calling for him to be got rid of. it seems though since Philippe Clement's come in, he's kind of re-emerged as kind of like almost like a new signing, a new player in the way that he applies himself on the field, on the way that he tackles, the way he leads, the way he distributes the ball, have all improved vastly. Now, Lunny's been talking about Philippe Clement. This is what he had to say. The manager has just come in and probably given everyone a lift, not just myself. He's galvanized the whole building, the staff included. There is a better feeling around the club. I don't know. I'm just happier, I think. I think that just shows when you're happier as a player, you put in better performances. Interesting that as well. He also talked a little bit as well about James Tavernier as in his comments. He says there's so much work that goes on getting these performances that people don't see. It's easy just to keep churning. It's not easy just to keep churning them out. People don't see the little knocks behind the scenes that players are carrying. Tav has been carrying knocks, but people don't see that. You really do want to get out on the football pitch, even if you're carrying an injury. So interesting news there that, that Tav has been injured and has been carrying it up, but yet playing through it. Something that obviously the fans were not aware of. During these last few weeks, it's obviously certainly been kept a secret. But then again, let's face it, Philippe Clement does keep an awful lot to himself. He's not like Michael Beale. He has not got verbal diarrhea. He talked a little bit about recovery time as well. He said it's tough for the lads who've been playing week in, week out because it's just game, recover, game, recover. I think this is when he talks about Philippe Clement. I think he means when it's week to week. At La Manga, we can really focus on some individual stuff. We are all at different fitness levels, and I'm sure he wants to drive that on as well. I think we can now build on our individual programs and fitness levels. I'm looking forward to having a little rest and trying to get a base level going. La Manga is not going to be easy, of course, but no one wants it to be easy. So it's interesting, obviously, they will be working on those individual fitness targets, which I can't believe as a club we didn't have before Philippe Clement came in. But, it is exciting that Clement will have the opportunity to obviously have some time one-on-one with this squad, to really work with this squad and put yet more of his ideas across. He certainly made a very impressive start. And if he can continue that and get more ideas into them about how to play, about how to set up, I think it will stand Rangers in really, really good stead. So look, Loney does seem very positive about Philippe Clement. Does seem like he wants to stay at the club. Look, as I've said on previous videos, for me, it's a 2-year deal with a 1-year option. Reduce the wages down. If he accepts it, great. If he doesn't want to accept it, get shot. That's just the way this is now in football. We cannot have any empathy when it comes to, well, he did this great in the past. He did that great in the past. For me, it's a case of you sign the deal or you are a goner. Look, we do need to keep players. I think there is a need to clear some players out, but you cannot just mass clear everyone out because it will weaken the squad. And as we've seen this year, we've needed a full squad to go at. Rangers obviously head off to La Manga soon. As I said earlier, Philippe Clement is in a work mode. He is always focusing on this team. He is super committed to football. It is going to be a case over the next few days, weeks, and this month that we will be linked with a lot of different players, and we'll try to keep all over it here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. Well, guys, thank you for watching this video. We are back with a podcast later, so please come and join us for that, or early, or you might have missed it, depending on when you're picking up this video. Please hit that sub, guys. We've had a fantastic response to our videos so far. Superb, guys. Thank you so much. Please smash that sub. And on the way out, there's 2 things I always ask of you. Number 1, smash the like. And number 2, always remember, never forget, we are the people.